A diver discovered a coffin on the ocean floor. The body inside had been soaked for over 100 years, yet it still looked lifelike. If the diver had known who it was, he would never have touched the body's teeth. He was Dracula, the king of vampires. Because of that single thumb, Dracula's century-long seal was broken. When Dracula came ashore, he found the world completely changed. The Van Helsing Foundation surrounded him with heavy forces.
Welcome to England, Count Dracula. What kept you?
The leader looked exactly like someone he once knew. More precisely, an old enemy. Dracula stared at the familiar face in disbelief and softly called out the name Agatha. The woman showed no reaction. Dracula quickly realized the truth.
You're not her, are you? But it's the same bloodline. Unmistakable.
The steel beast driven by humans made him deeply uneasy. He wondered how long he had been asleep.
123 years!
Zoe was Agatha's great-granddaughter. She inherited her ancestors' mission and spent her life studying vampires. Dracula did not harm her. Countless bats swarmed the area and attacked the crowd. Dracula escaped and a woman woke up to find a strange man inside her home. Dracula had already fed and did not attack her.
You're a friend of Pop's. Sorry.
He invited me in.
Only then did she learn that her husband had invited him in. No matter how she called out, her husband in the living room did not respond. After getting up, she found the refrigerator tied with thick rope.
What have you done to my fridge?
Pops in the fridge. Took a bit of folding.
This was one of Dracula's habits. He locked drained food inside containers. Dracula could finally enjoy a beautiful sunset on television. The woman curled up in a corner. Her husband inside the refrigerator kept struggling. The noise irritated Dracula. Like a gentleman, he borrowed a kitchen knife from the woman. He cut off the fingers reaching out of the fridge. Then he returned the knife to her. The progress of the modern age far exceeded Dracula's imagination. He looked at his real reflection in the mirror. He smashed the mirror with one punch. At that moment, a sound came from the second floor. While Dracula was distracted, the woman immediately escaped. Dracula found an iron coffin and a mobile phone in the upstairs hallway. When he answered the call, Zoe ordered him to lie inside the coffin. Dracula believed he was safe from sunlight indoors. But the next second, an excavator tore away part of the roof. Dracula panicked and hid in the corner. The man is the beloved new bride of Dracula, the king of vampires. His face is covered with rotten scars. A fly has even crawled into his eye. Yet Dracula and the nuns fight over him. They even start a war because of him. 1 month ago, Harker was a successful lawyer. His firm sent him to handle business for an old count. Halfway through the journey, the coachman firmly forces him to get off. No amount of extra money will make him go near the count's castle. The locals stuff a cross into his hands for protection.
You will need this.
Others look at him with pity. Anyone who has visited the old count has never left the castle alive. Harker has not yet understood what is so strange. Then the count's carriage takes him to the castle gates. When he rings the bell, countless bats fly out. They surround Harker and bite at him. When the gates open, all the bats flee. At this moment, Harker can still turn back. But for his career, and for his fiancée, he steps inside. He enters the dark and eerie castle. The aged and decaying Count Dracula has been waiting for him. The table is filled with food. It is all prepared for Harker. The Count seems not to eat. He only stares at Harker while he eats. Harker is there to help the Count purchase several properties. Once the Count signs, Harker can leave. But the Count is very fond of Harker's proper British accent. He wants Harker to stay and teach him a foreign language. The Count complains that the locals are too bland. Harker thinks the Count has chosen the wrong word.
They are without flavor. Perhaps you mean character? Perhaps.
At the Count's request, Harker has no choice but to stay. He begins teaching the Count a foreign language.
Simply remain at my side and I shall absorb you.
The castle is like a maze. The spiral staircases seem endless. Dracula personally helps Harker settle in. When Harker takes out the mirror he carries with him, the Count quickly smashes it.
Forgive me. I am clumsy.
Harker does not think much of it, but while cleaning the shards, he cuts his finger. The scent of blood tempts Dracula. The Count cannot stay any longer and leaves. After the Count is gone, Harker notices words on the window. They are a cry for help. They were carved one stroke at a time with fingernails. This elderly lady of royal birth is Dracula the Vampire King's treasured possession. More than 50 years later, Count Dracula met the Grand Princess of Bavaria again. They met on a ship bound for London. The once beautiful woman was already old, but the Count remained young. Dracula's German had become rusty, so he went onto the deck and fed on a German man. When he returned to the dining room, his fluent German shocked the Grand Princess.
I seem to have remembered more than I thought. It's good to refresh oneself.
The Grand Princess was very talkative. She asked the Count to guess a special gift she received at her coming-of-age ceremony. It was not a crown, it was not a pony. Dracula answered without hesitation, a pineapple. It was as if he had seen it with his own eyes. The Grand Princess was deeply shocked. She finally realized the man before her was the mysterious partner who danced with her that night. It was also that same night that her mother disappeared without a trace.
It's you.
Of course it's me.
Who are you?
Shall we dance again?
Dracula had waited 50 years. He could finally taste this precious vintage. To appear during the daytime, Dracula released a thick fog. It constantly surrounded the ship. 2 people vanished overnight. The captain tried to calm the passengers. No one paid much attention. They assumed the missing people had accidentally fallen into the sea. At night, another young woman was killed by Dracula on the deck. Her blood soaked the boards. Only then did everyone realize a serial killer was hiding among them. Only the guest in cabin number 9 did not appear. This raised suspicion among the other passengers. The captain had no choice but to explain. The guest in cabin 9 had a contagious illness. He was not fit to meet anyone. As everyone discussed how to find the killer, a sailor accidentally fell from the sails. His injured calf was a powerful temptation to Dracula. To avoid exposing his identity, he immediately restrained his urge to drink blood. He hid in the dining room. He faced others with a stiff smile. The temptation of flesh would not fade. He could clearly hear every passenger's heart pumping blood. When people looked again, Dracula was already gone. She lifted the mattress and found soil from Dracula's homeland underneath. Agatha immediately realized Dracula was nearby. She rushed out to find the captain, but the captain had already gone to heaven.
Sokolov isn't. I fear I may have bolted him. Starving.
For some reason, Dracula was still alive and unharmed. Just moments earlier, Agatha had drawn a circle with a Bible. She told everyone to stay inside the circle. But one passenger, provoked by Dracula, stepped outside. As expected, he went to heaven. This ignited the anger of the others. The trainee, the captain, and the cook attacked Dracula together. The 3 of them pinned Dracula's cloak to the deck. Agatha seized the chance and threw a kerosene lamp. Dracula was set on fire. Screaming, he jumped into the sea. Agatha then told them the ship could not return to England, and neither could she. She had already entered the transformation stage. All her fingernails had fallen off, yet she felt no pain at all. The captain was deeply moved by her selflessness and courage. As the captain, he chose to stay and sink with the ship. The cook and the trainee escaped in a lifeboat. Just as Agatha tried to stand up, she felt something wrong with the mattress. She lifted it and found soil underneath again.
Sokolov, he's alive!
The captain had been sent to heaven by Dracula, but Dracula did not realize the captain still had one last breath. The captain asked Agatha to buy time. He planned to blow up the ship. Agatha went to the deck. She deliberately started a conversation to distract Dracula. She asked why he feared the cross. Dracula explained that the cross symbolized the church. The church had oppressed the people for centuries. When he drank blood, he also absorbed their fear of the cross. Suddenly, an explosion came from the cabin. The entire ship began to shake violently. Only then did Dracula understand. He grabbed Agatha by the neck. Agatha mocked him. The last thing he would ever see was the contempt in her eyes. She was ready to die with him. Dracula jumped into the cabin. He hid inside the final coffin. When the ship broke apart, the coffin kept sinking into the sea. After a long time, Dracula punched his way out of the coffin. He swam to shore. At last, he stepped onto British soil, but times had changed. A roaring sound came from above his head. A blinding light enveloped Dracula.
Welcome to England, Count Dracula. What kept you?